Thank you, Ji. Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahana Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu, Mavidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharya Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritav Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Hari Om Ji. Acha, on Wednesday there won't be any class on holy day. It happens to be on Wednesday. So Wednesday class won't be there. And we will have the class Mula Vijayaneras on Saturday. Thank you. Today we have to see, today it happens to be Monday. And therefore we are having the Upadesha Sahasri, page number 147, 40th verse. 41st verse, even though Dinesh ji said, but we will just touch upon 40th verse and go ahead. Yasmin devascha vedascha pavitram krishnamekatam mrijet tasman tanmanasam tirtham yasmin snatva amrito bhavet. Yasmin snatva. See, gods, we think gods are also like human beings. They are more powerful. They are living in a different realm in a different place of the space. Heaven is in different space. We are not alone on the earth. On the earth alone, yes, we are there on the earth, but there are also aliens. But there are also living individuals elsewhere also. In heaven also there are supposed to be devatas. But these devatas are also, after all, the heaven also is a matter of perception. Like the earth is a matter of perception, heaven also is a matter of perception. They also have pleasures and pains. They also have sukha and dukkha. They also fight among themselves and among rakshasas. They also have swabhavikas, sanskaras, likes and dislikes, anger, greed, jealousy, hatred, all these things. Wherever there is a jiva will have the same things, same problems as we have. Wherever there is jiva, the gods are also jivas because they are plural in number. These gods, what happens to them? Gods, and then we look upon Veda also as very great. Veda is very, very, very great. Veda is full of all literature talking about Ish Parameshwara. But Parameshwara is nature. Parameshwara is manifest universe. But all these gods and Vedas, they become one. They become inseparable. As Parameshwara, they are one. Ekatam Vrajanti. Ekatam. Krishnam, all of them. Sarvas. Yasmin devascha vedascha pavitram. Krishnam ekatam. Krishnam ekatam Vrajet. Krishna means completely. Ekatam Vrajet. All of them, Devas and Vedas, all of them have become one. Devas and Vedas become one because Vedas are only words, and the words are non-separate from the consciousness that are Devas. Devas' bodies are also matter. Vedas are also matter only. As words they are matter, as thoughts they are matter. And that is non-separate from consciousness, the way Devas. In that sense, Devas and Vedas become one with each other. As Parameshwara, they become one. As consciousness, they are one. And therefore, Yasmin Snatva Vrajeta Manasam Tirtham. And this is a pilgrimage of understanding. This is a pilgrimage of Manasam Tirtham. Manasam means mental pilgrimage. Mental pilgrimage means a pilgrimage of understanding. It is a pilgrimage of understanding. Don't translate it as mere mental pilgrimage. It's a pilgrimage of understanding. Because wherever the mental comes, we have to say it is understanding. And therefore, Yasmin Snatva, and having taken one dip in this, having bathed in this pilgrimage, place of pilgrimage, Amrito Bhavet, a person becomes eternal. A person becomes eternal means he becomes free from time. He becomes free from the embodiment. He becomes free from time and space. And that is what is called Amrita Bhavet. You don't have to become something. You have to become free from something. That is why it's called Mukti Ji. Mukti means freedom. Freedom from embodiment. Freedom from Vidya. Freedom from the Prapancha. Freedom from Anatma. How can you where can you dump the Anatma Ji? Where can you dump the space? You have to swallow it. It is non-separate from your self-consciousness. Like A is B. B swallows A. That is only non-dual. Or A swallows B. A is B. A and B are there. If there has to be only one, either A has to swallow B or B has to swallow A. A has to swallow B. Atma has to swallow the body. A is Atma. A is Atma. B is body. Atma has to swallow the world. The Anatma. Atma has to swallow the Anatma. If the Atma doesn't swallow Anatma, then there are two things. If the Atma swallows the Anatma, then there is only one, the non-duality. And therefore, therefore everyone is non-dual. Every conscious being is non-dual only. But then he looks as though, as embodied, he identifies himself with the body. I am a limited, etc. He says that I am limited. The sense of limitation is drawn from the body place. The sense of limitation is drawn from the body. And therefore, the identification with the body is what has to be tackled, to be handled. Atma is Anubhava Swarupam. Every object it is not seen, it is experienced. It's not experienced, it is experienced. You can say it is seen, but it is experienced. It is an object of experience. The universe is an object of experience. You are the subject of experience. You are the experience, Anubhava Swarupam. You are the Anubhava Swarupam. And everything else is Anubhava Vishayam. The body is Anubhava Vishayam. And you are consciousness is Anubhava Swarupam. And therefore, you have to look at the three states as your Anubhavas. Three Anubhavas are make one Anubhava only. They look to be three, but it is there are experiences of one. They are experiences of one. They are experiences of one Atma. They are one experience of one Atma. And therefore they are considered to be Anubhava Swarupam, Anubhava Vishayam, Atma. And then for Nachasti Shabdadi Anya Dev Vedanaha. Nachasti Shabdadihi. Shabdadihi means the sound, the body has got five qualities. It can be heard, it can be sounded, it can be tasted, it can be touched, it can be smelt, it can be seen. The body has got five qualities. These five qualities is able to come to, you are able to hear, Ji? See, the body has got five qualities. It can be seen, it can be heard, it can be tasted, it can be touched, it can be smelt. It is available for all the five sense organs, five perceptions. It is available for all the five perceptions. And all the five perceptions are objectifiable. And because they are objectifiable, they are anatma. And they don't know themselves. If they are left, who knows them? I know them. They don't know themselves. They don't know themselves, nor do they know each other also. Nor do they know each other also. Drishyastu yatha paraspara रसादयस्तथैव लक्ष्य दृश्यत्वतः Eva Dahika means the bodily perceptions, they are only the bodily five perceptions, they don't know themselves, nor can they know one another. And therefore, here it is said, Parena Drishyastu Yathara Sadaya. The taste, etc., are known by someone else. The form is seen by someone else, and similarly, and thus there is Tathaiva Drishatvataha eva Daika. Tathaiva, similarly, Drishatvataha, because all the bodily perceptions are all Drishatvataha, because they are all seen, because they are seen, and therefore they are not the Atma. All the bodily perceptions are seen, and neither they know themselves, nor do they know one another. And therefore, they're all known by someone else, and that is by you. And therefore, you are different from them. You are different from them. You are different from the qualities of the body, and they are the fundamental qualities. That it can be seen is the fundamental quality of the object. That it can be heard, that it can be tasted, touched, smelled, is the fundamental quality. Any quality, all of them are immediate qualities. They are fundamental qualities. They are fundamental qualities. Any object you take, the space can be heard, the air can be heard and tasted, heard and touched, the fire can be heard and touched and smelt, heard and seen, and then you can add a taste to the water and the smell to the water. It can be seen, heard and tasted and touched and smelt, and all the five perceptions. Any object is Prithvi born, and therefore Prithvi is something that is matter. Prithvi is matter, and therefore it is something that is available for all five perceptions. They are the fundamental qualities. Red and yellow, this is nothing. That is not a quality. Even though it is quality, but the fundamental quality is that it is visible. It is seen. It is seen is the fundamental quality. That it is seen, that it is heard. And therefore, minus these five qualities, there is no object. It's form, its visibility, its audibility, its tastability, touchability, smellability, you remove them from the object, then there is no object. And therefore, the object has to be the fundamental qualities of the object is visibility, taste, audibility, tastability, touchability, smellability. These are the fundamental qualities of an object. And these fundamental qualities, they don't know themselves. Nor can they know one another also. And therefore they are known by someone else. And therefore they are known only by the Atma. And therefore here it is said, Aham Mama. In the same manner, Aham, the I thought, Mama, anything that belongs to you, Mama, and Prayatna, Mama, Eshana, Mama, Mameti, Aham Mameti. This is me and this is mine. This is a thought only, Ji. This is me and this is mine is a thought. And Eshana means Eshana means the Eshana Traya. Putreshna, Vitteshna, Lokeshna. A desire. Eshna means desire. A desire also can take. Aham is a thought, Mama is a thought, Eshna is a desire, Yatna is a will, Vikriya is a change, Sukhadayas, Sukhadayas, Tadvadhya, Pradrishyataha, Adrishyataha, it should be taken as because they are all Pradrishyataha. Drishyataha means Drishatvat. Pradrishyatva, they are all visibly seen. They're all seen. Aham is seen, Mama is seen, and Pradrishyataha means should be taken as Prakarshena Drishyataha. They're all literally they are visible. They're seen. Aham is seen, Aham the thought is seen, I am the body is seen, and Mama, mine is seen, Yatnam is seen, Yeshna desire is seen, Yeshna is seen, and the will is seen, and change is seen. Sukhadayaha, Sukha is seen, Dukha is seen. These seen things also in the above manner, just as the anatma objects. The objects cannot know one another, they can't know themselves also. Similarly, here also, the thoughts also cannot know themselves. They don't know each other also. They can't know themselves, they don't know each other. Tadbudeha pradrishyataha drishyatva yogacha parasparena. Drishyatva yogacha, and then they become one, they nor can they know parasparena. Drishyatva yogacha. And therefore, if supposing they come in contact with another thing, it doesn't mean that they know the other things. The other things. The thought doesn't know the thought that I am mine. The I thought doesn't know the thought that the thoughts also don't know one another. The thoughts also don't know one another. And therefore, everything is a thought. And therefore, thoughts also don't know one another. Then nor do they know themselves. Parasparena. Parasparena means each other also. Tena drishyatam janti. And therefore, they all become known. Tataha paro bhavan. And therefore, they are all known by someone else. And therefore, you are other than them. Paro bhavan. You are other than them. You are other than the objects. You are other than the aham vritti, mama vritti, ahankara, mamakara, and desire, yeshana, and change, etc. Vikriya, all these things are not, they don't know themselves. Anything that is a matter, anything that is objectifiable cannot know itself, cannot know the other objects also. It's not the knower, and therefore the only knower is yourself, and that knower is yourself, and therefore that is why it is said, parasparena tena drishyatam yanti, and therefore you are different from all of them. You are different from the thoughts, you are different from the aham vritti, you are different from the mama vritti, you are different from the vikriya, you are different from the desire, you are different from the change, you are different from the ashana, desire, you are different from the will, you are different from the pleasure, you are different from the pains. This is what is to be understood, Ji. That you are different from all the anatma is what is to be understood. Everything else can wait. That is why it is said, in Mundaka Upanishad, it is said, everything can wait in life. But this is very important. This is how to understand. Yasmin Javoho Prithvi Chantariksham Otam Manaha Soha Pranaisya Sarvaihi, in which they have the self in which the heaven is, the self in which the space is, and the earth is antariksham, that the space, the in between the space is. Heaven means the above things, what man considers the above, and what man considers as above is called the above, is called the heaven. And the heaven is, the earth is, and in between the space is, the entire waking universe is present within which self, and that self, and in that self also your mind, your thoughts are also imposed. Thoughts are also appear in the self. Thoughts appear in the self, and that self alone has to be known. Tameva ekam atmanam vijanitha. May you know that atma alone. Anya vacho vimunchita. Leave everything else. It doesn't matter. Yesha anya vacho vimunchita. Yesha eva amritasya setu. This is indeed the setu for amritatvam, the eternity. And therefore, understanding yourself is very important. Therefore, don't neglect yourself. And therefore, next one it says, aham kriyadhyaha. Aham kriya. The thought that aham kriya. The entertaining the thought that I am. When you wake up, you entertain the thought. It is entertained, please. The thought is entertained. The truth is not entertained. The truth always is. It's not created by the subject. It's not created by anyone. And therefore, aham kriyadi, aham kriyadyaha. Yaha means jo hai, whatever he is. He, samasta vikriyaha, all kinds of creations, all kinds of changes, samasta vikriyaha, all kinds of changes. Thought is entertained. I am the body is entertained. Whether you find yourself with it, even if you find yourself with it, it's not deliberately entertained by you, but then still it stands entertained. You find yourself with the entertained thought, a thought that is already entertained. And that like just as you find yourself with the thought of entertainment, the thought entertained by you, thought entertained as the snake. The snake also is a thought entertained by you. You find yourself with the thought entertained as the as the snake in the rope. In the same manner, that I am the body is also is entertained by you. The thought. It is unlike the truth. That is what is to be understood, Ji. You have to understand the consciousness is something different from the thought. The thought is entertained. Consciousness is not entertained. Samasta vikriyaha sakartrukaha. And also there is the sakartruka. The body is mobile. All the mobile things, anatmas. Anatma is placed in the space, and therefore it is mobile. That is why, because I identify myself with the body, and therefore I find I consider myself as a karta. And therefore, as a jiva, I am a karta. As a consciousness, pure consciousness alone, solely consciousness. Consciousness doesn't move. Consciousness alone is. The body moves. Consciousness doesn't move. Sakatruka karma phalena, along with the result, samhataha, along with that they are connected to the results also. All changes, all ahamvrittis, and then ahamvritti, all vikriyas have a result. All actions have a result. All entertainments have a result. And that along with those results, they're all objectifiable. They're all chitiswarupena. They're all known by consciousness only. Chitiswarupena. Chitiswarupena means by solely consciousness. They're all known by only by solely consciousness. Sakartrukaha, aham kriyadyaha, hi samasta vikriyaha, kartrukaha, sakartrukaha, karma phalena sammataha. Karma phalena. Even though there are action activities, but they're all known by the consciousness alone. The actions are known, the actors are known, the results are known. Chitiswarupena, samantataha, completely they are known. They're well known by the consciousness. They're not only they are known, they don't fall outside the consciousness, they fall within the consciousness. Chitiswarupena, samantata, completely. Arkavat, like the sun, how the sun illumines. The sun has to fall on the object. The sun has to, whatever falls within the sun alone illumines the sunlight. Whatever falls within the sunlight, alone the sun illumines. Similarly, whatever falls within consciousness, consciousness alone illumines. It's never outside this consciousness. It is inside the consciousness. It's never outside consciousness. It is always inside consciousness. And therefore, everything is inside you. Inside you means, that is why it is said, Vishnu Darpana Drishyamana Nagare Tulyam Nijantargatam. It is within yourself. Nijantargatam. Nijantargatam. Nija means oneself. Antargatam means it is within yourself. It is within yourself. It looks like the reflection in the sun. It is just as the reflection in the sun is mithya, the Jagat also is mithya, but it is not outside the Satyam. It is within the Satyam. Just as the snake is within the rope, in the same manner, the universe also is within you. And therefore, Chitiswarupena Samantaha Arkavad Prakashamana. Prakashamana means all actions, the actors and the fruits are all illumined by consciousness, like the sun illumines the world. Like the sun illumines the world correctly as they are, in the same manner, the consciousness illumines them correctly as they are. But then you have to understand that. In ignorance, they may be illumined differently, but they are illumined. Consciousness illumines all of them as because they all fall within consciousness. They all fall within consciousness, and therefore Chitiswarupena Samantatha Arkavat Prakashyamanaha, and therefore Asitatmanaha Yataha, and therefore you are not bound. Asitatmanaha, the one who knows the known, the one who knows the known, he is not qualified by the known. The one who knows the known is not qualified by the known, is not the quality of the known. He is neither the quality of the known nor qualified by the known. Neither he is the quality nor he is the noun of something. And he is not qualified by the known. The one who sees, and therefore the universe is nothing but visible, audible, tastable, touchable, smellable. Between one sound and another sound, there is no difference, really speaking. Everything is noise only. Sound is sound. But when it becomes a letter, then the meanings become different. Otherwise, sound as a sound is a sound. Sound as a sound is a sound. Form is a form as a form. Visibility, one visibility and other visibility, what is the difference? Both are visible. And one audible and another audible, what is the difference? There is no difference. Similarly, one testable and another testable, what is the difference? There is no testability. Then you say it is sweet, that is immediate qualities. We always look for immediate qualities. We don't think about the fundamental qualities. The fundamental qualities, there is no difference between the visibility and visibility, testability and testability, and touchability and touchability, and smellability and smellability. And therefore, that is what we have to think. The fundamental qualities of the objects are that they are visible, they are tastable, they are touchable, they are smellable, and that those qualities only. And there is no difference between all the objects visible are only visibility. The world is visible. The world is visible means the objects are visible. The objects are tastable, soundable, they are audible, tastable, touchable, smellable. And same way, the whole world, the whole universe is only visible, audible, tastable, touchable, smellable. And all of them are known by consciousness. And therefore, that consciousness that you are is not bound. Asitatmanaha yataha. And therefore, you are not bound. Asitata atmanaha yata. Asitata means asitatvam. Asitatvam means asitat sita. Si means to bind. Asitatmanaha means not bound. You are not bound because you are not bound by any known thing. You are not qualified by anything. Not to be qualified is called what is called freedom. You are free from the world. You are free from the visible. You are free from the audible because you are not bound by the visible. You are not bound by the audible. You are not bound by the tastable, touchable, smellable. And therefore, you are not bound. Please think about this very clearly. And because that you are not bound is not enough that I am free, I am free, I am free. It's not enough. But you have to understand that how the known is not qualified. The known doesn't qualify the knower. That has to be understood. Drishiswarupena, Drishiswarupena means Drikswarupena. Drish as consciousness. Sarvadehinam Viyadyatha. Just as the space pervades everything, just as everything pervades the space, in the same manner, consciousness also pervades everything, every jivatma. Pervades sarvadehinam viyadyatha vyapya, having pervaded everything, manamsi avastitaha. Manamsi, within the mind, manamsi avastitaha. Manamsi means within the thoughts, they remain. The consciousness remains in the thoughts as the truth of the thoughts. As the truth of thoughts, it remains as the thoughts. It remains as the thoughts, as the truth of the thoughts. It doesn't matter. It remains. You can say the water stays as the waves, or you can say as the truth of the waves. It makes no difference. And therefore, manamsi avastitaha. Ataha na tasmad paraha asti. And therefore, there is no tasmad aparaha asti. And therefore, there is nothing inferior to it. There is nothing inferior to it. There is nothing superior to it also. Tasmad paraha vedita paropi tasmad ataha eka ishvaraha. There is only one Ishvaraha. There is no knower better than that knower. There is no knower superior to him. There is no knower. Consciousness is something that is ultimate. Consciousness doesn't have another knower, superior knower of consciousness. There is no such a thing. There is nobody, there is no sakashta saparagatihi. Consciousness is indeed the one that knows everything. Consciousness is not known by another consciousness. Please understand the limited consciousness and the unlimited consciousness. The limitation is known. The limited consciousness is not known. The fire is not objectified. You may say the fire cannot be small. The what you call the spark can be small. Spark can be small. Conflagration can be big. But in the same manner here also, I am limited. The limitation is known. There is no limited consciousness and unlimited consciousness. Consciousness is one, and it is always unlimited. That is its nature. Consciousness is unlimited, and therefore everything is known by the. There is no superior consciousness. There is no inferior consciousness. There is no consciousness that is superior or inferior to the one who knows consciousness, and therefore you should not. And there is only one consciousness, and that is called Ishvaraha. Ishvara's presence is consciousness. The presence of consciousness and the presence of Ishvara are one and the same, and therefore it is said, Drishi Swarupena, as consciousness he Sarvadehinam Vyat Vyapya. Vyat means the space, just as the space pervades. The space is present in the space is present in the air, in the fire, in the water, in the earth. That is just as the Vyat is only as an example. Space is only as an example. Space, just as the space pervades. It pervades, what does it pervade? It pervades its own creation. It pervades only the air. It pervades the fire. It pervades the water. It pervades the earth. And they're all made of space only. The truth of it only pervades what it's truth of. It only pervades. Pervading means it is the truth of. The space pervades the air. Air is made of space only. The immediate material is only the space. Therefore, it pervades the space. To pervade means it to be the truth of. To pervade means pervasion is not an action. To be present. To be present as the truth of the space. To be present as the truth of the fire. To be present as the truth of the water. To be present as the truth of the wave of the earth is what is called pervading. Pervading is not an action. To be present. Just as the space is present in all the four elements, in the same manner, in all the jivas, the Atma, this consciousness is present. There is no consciousness superior to it. There is no consciousness inferior to it. There is only one consciousness, presupposing whose presence is the entire universe. The universe is present. The universe is there, presupposing which presence of consciousness, and that is your consciousness. You as the consciousness is Parameshwara. You as unqualified by the known is Parameshwara. Parameshwara is not Parameshwara. How can I be Parameshwara? You can't say you are Parameshwara because you are Parameshwara. You are timeless. The time is known to you. The space is known to you. The object is known to you, and the known doesn't qualify you. You are free from all of them. You are unbound by all of them, and therefore you are are not bound by all of them, and therefore you are not conditioned by all of them, and therefore you are Parameshwara. The free nature of the consciousness is what is called Parameshwaratvam. To be the state of Parameshwara is, it's not that he has got a will, it is a presence, it is a peaceful presence. That peace is like in the deep sleep state. Parameshwara cannot be more peaceful than what you are in the sleep. Parameshwara cannot be more peaceful than you are in sleep. And you are in sleep, that is absolute peace, absolute silence. And absolute silence, absolute peace is your nature. Because absolute peace is your nature, and therefore, and that absolute peace is what is called Parameshwara, the state of Parameshwara. And that Parameshwara, when we say presupposing his will, no, presupposing his presence is the whole universe. It is not presupposing his will, it is presupposing his presence. An individual has a will, and Parameshwara is a presence. Presupposing his presence is the whole universe. Just as there is no consciousness cannot know the consciousness. Consciousness cannot be known by another consciousness. There is no limited consciousness and unlimited consciousness. Please understand. Jiva is not a limited consciousness. Jiva has to be understood as a consciousness, is a consciousness which is unlimited, which is free from the body, means which is free from limitation. Limitation is taken only from the body, and the sense of limitation is taken only from the body. And therefore, consciousness is not the body. As not the body, it is unlimited, and therefore, that consciousness is not known by another consciousness. Consciousness cannot be known by another consciousness. Consciousness cannot be objectified. Consciousness objectifies everything. Consciousness cannot be objectified, and therefore consciousness, there is no superior consciousness, there is no inferior consciousness, there is no small conscious, there is no limited consciousness, there is no unlimited consciousness. There is only one consciousness which is unlimited, which is not limited. Unlimited is the way of teaching the, but it is, even the unlimited teaching doesn't qualify that word, that phrase. Unlimited is, the self is unlimited. That phrase doesn't qualify the self, and therefore all words are only, they don't qualify the self. Just as your knowledge of Einstein, his knowledge doesn't qualify the self. Whatever facts he knew, those facts are not qualified by his knowledge. His ignorance also doesn't qualify those facts. Those facts are independent of his ignorance and knowledge. In the same manner, here also, the self is not something that is limited or unlimited. It is always unlimited. Unlimited is not qualified by the words that we speak for conveying it. We use the words to convey the truth, but they don't qualify the truth without qualifying the truth. Without qualifying the truth, we use the words to convey the truth, but not to qualify the truth, not to describe the truth, not to, because the truth doesn't have jati, guna, kriya, sambandha. The truth doesn't have jati. I can't say it is a cow. A cow is a jiva, and the consciousness, that consciousness part of the cow is unlimited. The body part of it is limited. It has a beginning and an end. Consciousness part, jati, guna, the quality. It is something. It is a white cow. When you say, then that becomes the quality. It has got horns. When you say, then that is another sambandha. It has horns, sambandha, and it is my cow. It is my cow. Jati, guna, kriya. Kriya means it is a running cow. It is a moving cow. That is kriya. And sambandha means it is my cow. Then you say, it has horns. It is sambandha. It has got horns. But all these things, they don't have, Atma doesn't have this kind of sambandhas, this kind of qualities, this kind of sambandha, jati, guna, kriya, sambandha. They don't, the Atma doesn't, consciousness doesn't have, because it is unlimited. The space doesn't have any particular quality. And in the same manner, the Atma also doesn't have any particular quality. And therefore, in the same manner, here it is said, it is said, Tasmad Aparaha Asti Vedita. There is no knower better than this knower. The one who knows the consciousness, the one who knows the objects, is the best knower, is the most superior knower, is the truth in itself. Vedita. There is no superior knower to it, there is no inferior knower to it. And every knower is the same consciousness. Knower known, it is a relationship. And that relationship gone, it is Ekameva Advitiyam. Like in Sushupti, you have, even though you have relationships in the waking state, the main relationship is the knower-known relationship. That knower-known relationship also is not there. Apart from being the mother, the father, etc., you are the knower of the known. This knower-known relationship also is not there in Sushupti. And therefore, you are Advitiyam. And the more of it we will see in the next class. Thank you very much. Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, Ji. Hariyam Ji. And on Wednesday there will be no class. Thank you, Ji.